So 2018 is absolutely off to a flyer, and A Quiet Place is unbelievable. We're going to shout at you very loudly why you should go and see this film.
Yeah, because it's a winner.
So A Quiet Place is the directorial debut from John Krasinski, who also co-wrote the film along with two other writers, and this film is also produced by Michael Bay.
Yes.
Fun fact, 101.
Yes.
The film also stars Emily Blunt alongside John Krasinski as the two leads in this film, playing husband and wife. And in real life, they are also husband and wife, which is always fantastic to see because it adds an incredible amount of chemistry on screen. And alongside our two leads are two kids. We've got Millicent Simmonds and Noah Jupe, who've popped up in quite a few films recently. Wonder, Suburbicon, Wonderstruck, and they are absolutely fantastic here.
And the story of the movie is that the world has kind of ended and people have to shut the fuck up. And this thing is a truly incredible exercise in emotion in the relation to tension. I think this movie has been marketed as a horror movie, but I feel it is less of a kind of horror film and more of an exercise in just uncompromising tension. Wall to wall for 90 minutes. The film sets up its premise is that if a sound is made, you are likely to die because there are things out there in the wild which will instantly hunt you down and murder you very, very hectically. This film is truly technically proficient on every level, particularly on the soundscape. This film is working on the fact that there is pretty much no dialogue for the entire film. A lot of it is communicated through sign language and subtitles because people simply cannot talk. Millicent Simmonds' character, I believe the actress is actually deaf in real life, but her character in the film is deaf. So the family has had to learn to use sign language. It's all really well laid out like that. But they have to stay deathly quiet, and so does the audience.
Yeah, let's cut to the chase. One of the most important parts of this film is audience participation. It means you need to shut the fuck up when you're watching this film. That means not just talking or jumping on your mobile phone, but also when you're eating popcorn or eating chips or sipping from your drink. You need to quiet down.
Because there is practically like no sound. And I don't want to say like no sound in particular because this film has one of the best soundscapes I have ever heard. Every sound has a like fantastic level of emphasis on it so that when there is a loud noise, you kind of feel it. You're like, oh shit, is that okay? Is that too loud? Is this going to cause a problem? The sound is just fantastic from that perspective. Now you've said that you had a good screening where everyone was pretty quiet. The first 45 minutes of mine, people didn't register. Like, there's a thing before the film starts to say, guys, you seriously need to be quiet and respectful for this movie to work. Took 45 minutes for people to register. The dude 3 rows back eating a packet of crisps with his mouth open really kind of broke the illusion. Someone kept going, clearing their throat. Why do you need to clear your throat? You're not in a movie. You're like in a movie. You don't need to talk. That is really going to depend, like, have a massive impact on your enjoyment of the movie. So I think almost from my point of view, I want everyone to see this movie. But if you are ballsy enough to do it, you are probably better off waiting to watch it at home, or at least don't go prime time on a weekend. Go on a weekday morning when there's going to be no one around, so you can optimally enjoy this movie.
Or just have the balls to stand up if you go to a 6 p.m. session on a Saturday night and tell everyone in the
Do what I
audience
did.
to
I told 4 people to
fuck
shut up. Otherwise, I'd get them kicked out because it's just it's a movie that's working on the fact that audiences are better behaved than they are. Rant over. Back to the movie. Performances. Oh my god! Let's start with John Krasinski and Emily Blunt because they obviously have a fantastic chemistry being a real-life husband and wife. They really, really hit the paternal thing hard here. Like, they just feel like people who would give anything to protect their family, to protect each other, and that is what endears us to them. The script does a fantastic job of finding moments through actual story beats that make them incredibly endearing, and they go really hard at these characters.
Yeah, what was beautiful about their chemistry, obviously coming from a real-life marriage, was it was less of the romantic side of things and the fact that they're in love, and more so the fact that, as you said, they would give anything for their children.
The practicality, yeah.
The fact that these people are a mum and dad, and they will put themselves first for their kids, for the future.
Put themselves second, put their kids first.
Put themselves second for their children, and it was just fantastic to see because a film like this really needed that. Now, single performances. John Krasinski, I've never really seen him do too much dramatically. I mean, he's done a few action films here and there, but I've never really seen him in a drama or anything quite as serious as this. and my God, does he deliver.
So emotionally compelling. He really has so much weight to his performance. Everything he says, you're like, I trust you. I think that's the thing, there's a massive level of like trust between these characters, and he's kind of the center of it all as the person who's really found a way to hold this family together and keep them alive.
And now to Emily Blunt. Look, we both absolutely love her. She's a fantastic actress, and here she delivers a astronomically good fucking performance. Like, it just blew me the hell away. For starters, she gets one scene here, which is, how do I put this?
The stakes.
An actress's wet dream, because the stakes of her character are through the freaking roof. Like, a male actor could not get the stakes that she has. Why? Because when you see the film, you understand.
You understand.
But oh my God, and she delivers. I mean, like, it's your heart pounding. You're like watching this, like, how on earth is she going to get through this? As an actress, more so than the character. How on earth is Emily Blunt going to get this right? And she does, and it is just so good to watch. She just completely, boom.
The kids here are equally excellent. Noah Jupe has a kind of, he's always looking up to his dad. He sees his dad as this kind of expert survivor, and he feels like he can't match that. And the stress of being a child who understands what is at stake in this world, but doesn't feel like he has the skill set or the knowledge or the physical power to actually be able to survive on his own. He captures that perfectly. And Millicent Simmonds, just some of the emotional content that she has to go through as a character. There is no real central character here, but as the film goes along, her importance to the story just magnifies exponentially. The way she works through this stuff is truly incredible. And on that note, the film really is relentless. Like, it starts off going hard at it, and it does not let up for the entire 90 minutes. It has this great sense of, like, once the situation really kicks into gear, it's like maximize tension and then, okay, we're safe for a second, then maximize tension, then we're safe for a second. And the flow of it really works because the characters never ever feel like they have the upper hand. Yeah, they can adapt and improvise, but they never feel like they have any chance against what they're up against. And that's why once you arrive at the ending of the film, it feels so fantastic because it's really managed to earn what it ends with. And I do think people are going to watch this movie and be like, hey, that's a problem. That's a plot hole. Why did that happen? Why did this happen? But the film is so thematically focused. There's not a lot of themes. The scope of the themes is pretty narrow, but they're so laser focused that if you look at any of those kind of problems or things that you thought didn't add up through the lens of those themes, of what they're focusing on, you'll find that there really is no problems at all. And this is truly a film that is so tight, it's pretty much perfect.
Which leads us to the script, which is just so unbelievably tight. I mean, watching the whole film, I was just sitting there like, how on earth was this written this well? Because every single turn was just so perfectly constructed to the overarching story. I mean, like, the world design as well, to figure out what's happened to the world and how these monsters work and function and how these characters exist in this world. Like, everything was just, it just seemed so well written.
Well, the story, I think that comes from the fact that the story here is the scenario and what the characters do within that scenario. It's not overly plotty. It's not like this is a race against time to solve this and we have to do this and we have to do that, like so many kind of horror thriller movies are. This is just pure tension delivered through a singular scenario over a short span of time. And that is why it succeeds so well, because it is so laser focused in every single element, from the acting to the sound to the photography to the way the script operates to the direction, is all focused on delivering that very, very targeted, cohesive experience. That is what it all adds up to, and that is what it all comes down to. So this truly is an excellent film. It's an excellent genre piece and a truly wonderful exercise in tension. It is absolutely technically masterful, from the photography to the incredible soundtrack, which we haven't mentioned yet, but it is absolutely wonderful. Great moments of emotion and great moments of absolutely like pulse pounding, hectic tension. It really does nail everything across the board. The acting is fantastic. It's an absolute must-see. While I am worried about people seeing this in a cinema and having their experience somewhat tarnished, I do think that there will be a way, if you are committed enough, to see it in its optimum kind of capacity. For me, this film is a 9 out of 10. Fantastic.
Just an absolutely beautifully entertaining film. I mean, this is popcorn entertainment, but let's just make it entertainment without the popcorn. So I'm going to give this one a 9.5. My goodness, go and see it, because A Quiet Place is
So that was our review of A Quiet Place. Have you seen it yet?
Did you like it?
Did you hate it?
Did you like this video?
Of course you did.
Crave more banter.
If so, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel down there somewhere.
And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, all at Breaking Banter.
That is so much easier doing it when I'm not on my own. Yeah, you can also support us on Patreon because we have that. Go check it out.